Chance for thunderstorms, a high of 86 at the lake, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 94.5 ESPN.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? Fifth Third offers unmatched expertise and flexibility when creating ESOP solutions. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust. Woo! Presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
From Summerfest, and I'll still say beautiful Summerfest.
Yeah, right.
What? A little rain didn't hurt anybody, Homer.
It's raining, and there's storm things out, and people have umbrellas.
So, I want to start there. This is Scalzo and Brust. Ben Brust with Homer, as you can hear. Homer and Tony 2 to 4. He's in for Greg. Josh DiMaggio running the show. Are we safe? Because
Are we safe? Yes.
No. Look at what we're in. This is a tin trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer is tin.
Right.
There's wires and cords running everywhere.
Correct, yeah.
There's a couple of rubber tires that this thing gets dragged on.
No, we're very safe.
No. I look.
You know why
we're going to survive, but I do want to put it out there.
We are very safe. Who's in charge? The people that are in charge, the engineers that we have that are in charge.
The engineers aren't
they wouldn't.
They're amazing.
They would know what would be to the point that it could cause harm to us, and they would never.
I just wanted to put it out there that if we do die due to a lightning strike, we deserve a Marconi. We deserve something in radio history that we predicted our death in this tin box at Summerfest here.
You can do that. I don't care what happens to me after I'm dead. Nothing.
I don't want. You don't want any legacy.
That's why I'm being burnt to a crisp. No, I don't. Whatever legacy, fine. Whatever they can decide whatever they want. But I'm dead. What difference does it make? I care about one thing and one thing only.
Being alive?
Yes. Once I'm dead, do whatever you want. All I've asked my wife is that whatever she has, if they have a funeral or anything, I want anybody going to get a $10 McDonald's gift certificate. But even I can't control that. Right?
So have you had the conversation of, like, who expects to die before who?
No.
That's fair. Could be us today.
My wife is significant. She's 5.5 years older, which I thought was a lot. But Dwayne Wade's wife is like 9 years older than he is.
Gabrielle Union's much older than him.
Yeah, 9 years.
That's more common than people think. I think it used to be a little bit different, a little bit more traditional back in the day.
Yeah, but there's a certain number that's okay, but there's a certain number that's too many.
Okay, I'm looking at Joshy. I'm going to ask you the question. You've seen this trailer. I'm looking at a picture of it from from our great marketing facilitator.
Yeah.
This thing isn't safe. If there's lightning, we're dead.
There's something that is very important when it comes to electricity, and a thing that they do compensate
Grounding,
for.
is
That's
that
called
it?
grounding. Correct.
Yeah, and we're fine.
All right, cool.
Because
Moving on.
that unit is what it is, it would be gross negligence for them not to ground it, and knowing the guys that, like, the way we know them, they thought of that.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I definitely didn't. But I want to start in a different place.
By the way,
then.
we had trouble with the internet a week ago. The first thing I thought that our guys aren't in charge. Because if they'd been in charge, that never would have happened. You go, how do you know? Well, find out. They're not in charge.
Yeah, I saw the Summerfest people come in. But we love Summerfest. We're live here. It is amazing. Come on down. We've enjoyed some concert. I know Joshy's heading out here
tell
tomorrow
them to bring
night.
an umbrella.
Yeah,
Help people out.
Yeah, I don't think you need
Show
an umbrella
you
anymore.
care.
And honestly, I was told by Greg Matzik from WTMJ that I heard Brian Nazansky come on. They're like, "Oh, downpour coming." Well, there's no downpour. I still see dry spots on the ground. Like, everyone's fine. Come out to Summerfest. Come say hi to me and Homer. Homer, you were high on life during Homer and Tony. I've never heard.
Was I?
Yes, and you still are. You have a glow about you. You talked to Mike Breen, the ESPN
I should
play-by-play.
be depressed, but I'm not.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's good. Like, is that the person you idolize most?
Idolize isn't the right word.
What's the right word?
I wish I could have been him.
Envy.
In my career.
I don't know. Are you envious then?
No, I don't.
Because I feel like if there's envy, Josh, there's almost like a I'm mad at you sort of thing.
No, it's not. Just an observation that, like, I thought I could have been. I don't know if I'd have been as good, but I thought.
Homer, when I'm driving around and I do, and I listen. I listen to. I love play-by-play on the radio. I'll listen to you. You are the Mike Breen of local Wisconsin play-by-play.
No.
That's not a lie.
It is a lie. You have no concept of what he's done and accomplished. He's legendary. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He's done 100 NBA Finals. Everything he does without emphasizing himself. Just the way. I mean, I knew him when he was nobody. And he's exactly the same. So it's not only what he's done.
That's good, because people
it's the
do
way he's
change.
carried himself.
People definitely
not
change.
Everybody does, but yes. No, he's.
When I say people change, I don't think fundamentally, but money changes how you interact with people. If you take time to still talk to people, and I think the fact that he still every NBA season afterwards talks to you.
I will always feel that I could have done better. There ain't no way Mike Breen says I could have done better.
No, he's done the most finals games of anyone.
And then the answer to it is the answer that most average coaches have to address.
So I have a little bit of narcissism in me where I think
a little bit.
So where I think like, all right, Josh, shut up. Where like this could have been me, and part of that is like there is a realization that I didn't do enough, or I wasn't skilled enough, or this, that, or the other thing. But like Steph Curry. He took me on a visit to Davidson. Coach McKillop was the head coach, and he said he wanted me to play the same role. Now, I'm not saying I would have been Steph Curry, but I could have been running off screens, undersized guard, but I didn't want to go to Davidson.
Well, you didn't know that Steph Curry was going to be Steph Curry. Because if you'd have known he was going to be Steph Curry, you would have gone to Davidson.
You know, it's an interesting perspective.
Of course you would have. I mean...
But, like, he was already a star in college, but you're saying to the level that he is in the NBA.
Like just his ability to shoot, what he did, like... If you don't know,
see, I don't think that matters. I don't think playing for Coach McKillop would have mattered.
No, I didn't mention who I could have been the coach. You're with Steph Curry, observing him, watching him, going against him, learning the skills and everything that he had. Would you be a better player today if you had gone to Davidson? Hell yes.
Yeah, but he would have been gone though. My freshman year, he would have been gone.
He wasn't going to be there?
Well,
then forget that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have spent any time with him on the basketball court. That's where I was trying to get to.
I thought the years were close.
Like, I hear Mark Tauscher talk about Nikola Jokic, which I agree. He's a fascinating NBA player. I loved all the questions you asked Mike Breen. Hit the interview from Homer and Tony at Wisconsin On Demand. Tausch thinks he's Nikola Jokic because he played in the state championship at 6'6" at Auburndale. I want to ask the Scalzo and Brust family, 800-990-3776, who they relate to most. It could be a sports broadcaster if you're like Homer. I know you wish you could be a tennis player.
I don't relate to Mike Breen.
Yeah, you do.
No. That's the problem.
You relate to him.
No,
you
no.
watch him or you listen to him while you're watching TV, and you probably are like.
I don't even do TV, but no, I don't. But anyway, go back to what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Joshy, jump in here because Homer's taking this where I like envious, but I almost think it's more fun that somehow Tausch thinks he could be Nikola Jokic. You know what I mean? Like that's like the craziest thing I've ever heard. I guess it's like I guess maybe what's crazier, Tausch saying he could be Nikola Jokic or me saying I could be Steph Curry?
Is he saying he was that in high school?
Yeah.
I believe him totally.
I do too. I think he was probably good feet, good passer, played below the rim. Probably couldn't shoot as well as Nikola.
And he was more surprising than Jokic because...
Well, Tausch had great feet.
He had great feet, but he was fat, I'm assuming. Not fat, but he was to have someone...
I would say he had a little bit extra...
Well, but I don't know how much he weighed in high school. It might have been that he wasn't heavy.
I've seen that Auburndale high school picture.
Was he 250 in high school?
I think he was probably 230, 240. What do you think, Joshy?
Yeah, I think you guys are in the ballpark.
Yeah. Joshy, who would you be? Because like there's got to be somebody like that you're like, oh, like that. I wish I could have been him. And I hate to do this. You're in the trenches, guys. Is there anybody on the line that you're like, I wish I could be that guy?
I mean, there's no one specifically I saw. I mean, like professionally right now, I compare myself to like Mike Ryan from the Dan Le Batard show. That would be somebody's life I'd like to have. He's gone on to major success, have their own thing. But when it comes to sports, I think I knew at a pretty young age. I was just out there having fun.
That's fair. So you want more professional. You want more on the sports broadcasting side of things. Who's more of a lunatic? Me thinking I could be Steph Curry or Tausch thinking he could be Nikola Jokic?
I mean, it's you. Tausch played in the NFL.
Tausch played football.
Wait a minute. Tausch doesn't think he could have been Jokic.
I'm putting words in his mouth, but in this hypothetical, I gotta try to make myself look a little better.
You're way closer to Curry than him as Jokic.
Okay, thank you. Josh was snapped to go on judgment there. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Look, I know I'm not, and it's going to be fascinating to see Nikola Jokic. I got out of the car, started heading here, and then we'll move on. Who would you pick? You asked Tony who you'd take to start a franchise. He chose Giannis. Who would you take?
I would take Giannis.
Still,
because he's so much better defensively. Yeah, I don't think they've
so
figured
like.
out.
Is it fair to say that like in this aspect that he could be so much better defensively, but what Jokic is able to do in terms of not having to be a liability, not wanting the ball late in games, almost offsets that?
Well, no,
Giannis can't have the ball.
No, offensive. Well, I mean. He did, and they won a championship because he made all those free throws.
And he didn't, and they had the, as you would say, the most historic loss
right.
in a 7-game series in the first round.
They lost that game because of it, but I'm not convinced they would have won the series even if they would have won that game. I mean, there were flaws to that team. But offensively, I mean, Jokic is so much better than Giannis. But defensively, like I said, and I talked to Tony, I really think that the only way you can get at Jokic is to take advantage of him defensively, like score a lot of points, or I don't know. You know, basketball coaches always say that. Great scorers, what's all you can do? Make them work harder on them defensively and hope it wears them down a little bit. And I don't know what the answer is regarding Jokic with that, but I think that's what they have to do.
800-990-3776. Rick from Spooner chimes in. I relate to Matt LaFleur because he, much like myself, has a great football mind and is a man rocket. Rick, don't miss. I think that's fair. Matt LaFleur is a handsome man. I can't say I've seen Rick.
A handsome man is called a man rocket?
It is now. I like that. If you have Joshy, doesn't that work?
I don't get that.
Yeah, rocket is used to determine to talk about attractive men. That is, it's just Rick does it
women.
his own way.
Like she's a rocket.
No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's definitely been used. We're educating.
She's hot is what she used to be.
We're educating the ESPN Wisconsin family all around us here on what a rocket is. It's not just a ship. It's a way you can call a human being attractive.
No, I have no idea how people refer to men as attractive.
Homer, you're a rocket in my book. Oh, I got to get you on stream.
No.
I wish I could have had the blushing face on stream.
No, I didn't think you could ever say anything more stupid than that Larry Bird wasn't be better than a 13th player, but I think
calling you a rocket.
Yeah, what do you think? I don't have mirrors and don't know what people have said my entire 68 years.
What do they
Nobody's
say?
ever said I was attractive. Not once in my life.
Your wife hasn't said you're attractive?
I think in her own, she finds some level of attractiveness, but it's not like it's on the list. Okay, what's the number one thing about Homer? He's hot looking. you had to get your eyes checked. I mean, it's not. So whereas other people, there are people that have met you. I guarantee women had said that and have no idea how good a basketball player you were. That's fine.
I appreciate that.
You get used to it after a while.
So what does she like about you?
I made her laugh. I think I have many positive characteristics. Being hot ain't one of them. So, like, if there's a certain – here's the way this works. Unfortunately, it didn't with her. But people don't care how attractive you are, but you can only be so ugly. That's the standard. Everybody has that rule.
Joshy, can you pull that? People don't care how attractive you are. It's only how ugly you are.
Yes, you can only be so ugly. I'm sorry. I like you, but I just can't be around you. So the standard of how ugly you can be changes based on how ugly you are. Okay? It would be crazy for someone who's not that attractive to have a standard that's really attractive unless they're very rich. Men can benefit from that sometimes with very attractive women who want to be around somebody's rich and all that kind of stuff.
I think you just explained a video that's been viral on the internet. It's called the Hot Crazy Scale without even knowing that you did it.
Fine. Yeah.
I appreciate
I didn't invent it. It's been here for
I appreciate your
years.
perspective because I do believe in it. It's Ben Brust here with Homer. It's Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. We're live from Summerfest. Our great friend Bill Barnwell, who continues to just feed jargon into the world, had a strong take about the Green Bay Packers. We'll hit on that next on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Egg salad out of a vending machine or gas station sushi?
Egg salad.
I stopped off at a gas station for a snack, and I ended up with a full Bavarian pretzel the other day. Like a soft pretzel. It's a wild ride.
Did you have nacho cheese with it?
No. I raw dogged it.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
A little bit of good news. We had an accident on westbound 94 in Jefferson County and had a lane block. That actually has been picked up and cleared out of the way. The only thing we got left on the board right now is an accident 43 northbound on the ramp to get onto 894 eastbound. That ramp is closed, so be careful with that. Southbound 43, Brown Deer Road to the Marquette, you are looking at a 29-minute ride. It is an extra 18 with the northbound side at 14 from downtown to Brown Deer. Traffic is brought to you by the Lake Country Dockhounds in Oconomowoc. Enjoy a family-friendly baseball experience in Lake Country where summer nights last longer. Go to dockhounds.com to get tickets. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, air quality advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon on Friday. Tonight, isolated storms early, then hazy and humid with a low of 68. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, very warm and humid. Slight chance for thunderstorms, a high of 86 at the lakefront, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin, are you ready to rally? Be sure to make plans to stop by Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc during the 120th Homecoming Festival, July 13th through the 16th, with 45 vendors, 23 bands, and of course Harley-Davidsons. You won't want to miss this anniversary. Whether you ride or not, there's always something for everyone at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. For more info, like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Even when you think you know what's going on,
can you make a good horse sound?
You can never be too sure.
So the answer is no.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
Also, when you were kids, you used to learn how to do the thing. I'm going to put the microphone down by my lap here. It's not inappropriate. It's just what I have to do. Where you learn this thing, right?
What in the world are you doing?
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. the choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The only diamond more valuable than colorless
is the diamond that is colorful. Pink, yellow, and blue.
In 2016, Christie's auction house sold a 14-karat blue diamond for $56 million.
That's $4 million a carat.
In 2022, Sotheby's auction house sold an 11-karat pink diamond for $57 million.
That's more than $5 million a carat.
These diamonds were born when the Earth was born.
They come from the heart of the Earth.
But now there are also pink, yellow, and blue diamonds that were born when you were falling in love.
These created diamonds come from the fiery heart of a miniature sun blazing inside a plasma chamber. Hot, hot, hot.
Pink, yellow, and blue.
Your colorful 1-carat wonder awaits you for $12,000 or less.
Your colorful 3/4 carat miracle awaits you for $8,000 or less.
Get them while you can. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
I'm late to it. Grateful Dead Thursday here at Summerfest. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust here alongside Homer from Homer and Tony. You can hear 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN. Josh DiMaggio running the show. I believe Colin Russo in Madison. Joshy, what's the name of the Dead cover band you're going to see tomorrow?
Joe Russo's Almost Dead.
Joe Russo's Almost Dead. I would love to be there. Family in town for the Alumni Charity Challenge. Going to dinner, driving with the girlfriend early Saturday morning, so I won't be indulging with Joshy, but I hope you have a great time. It is a Grateful Dead Thursday. I do want to get to some sound from Bill Barnwell because he's been a staple on our show, whether he's ranking the Packers wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, whether he's rating where the Green Bay Packers will finish in the overall NFL standings. For 3 straight years, he had the Packers 15th or higher in his lower, 15 to 30 in his power rankings. The Packers outperformed that by winning 13 games and proving him wrong. He quadrupled down and finally was right when the Packers did not make the playoffs last year. Here is Bill Barnwell's prediction on how he feels the Green Bay Packers will fare in the 2023 NFL season.
I'm going to go with the Packers. I have a little bit more faith in Jordan Love than I think other people do. And to me, that goes back to what happened 15 years ago when Aaron Rodgers played for 3 years as the backup to Brett Favre. Didn't see him very much. He struggled. They brought Aaron Rodgers in. He was a very talented quarterback from the moment he took over that starting job full time. I don't think the Packers make the move they made this offseason with Jordan Love, with trading Aaron Rodgers, unless they were sure Jordan Love was going to be the guy. Great offensive line, very good defense, getting Rashawn Gary back. I think they are a more complete team than people give them credit for right now.
I think there's a lot there to dissect. I have a hard time buying into the narrative that they wouldn't have made the trade if they didn't believe that Jordan Love was the guy.
I think they believe Rodgers was done. I think they were.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's more of the reason. It is less to do with about Jordan Love, because if Jordan Love was lighting up, with the wow throw that we saw, the tweet from Jason Wilde, we were seeing a lot more of those prior to him in mandatory minicamps this year. There would have been an easier method for Goody to just be like, yo, Aaron, we're done. But ultimately, you hear all the pundits say Aaron Rodgers, even if he was running Matt LaFleur's offense differently, even if he was a pain in your rear end, helped you win 13 games and won 2 MVPs. It's hard to just move on from that because winning is job security.
Yeah, I wanted to see Rodgers try it one more time because I wanted to see if last year he was that bad or if he was hurt or whatever. But I think it's also, and I've stood by this from the time that they drafted Jordan Love. I think that Goody thought he was really good. There's been this debate about Jordan Love from the time he was drafted. He was phenomenal his second to last year. His final year in college, he sucked, and it changed people's view of him, and that's the only reason he was around.
Yeah, I mean, it was a new coaching staff. They had a lot of receivers turn over, and he didn't have a good season. I think it was like 19 touchdowns, like 17
interceptions.
Like
16 interceptions.
Yeah.
And I've said this, find me a great NFL quarterback who threw 16 interceptions his last year in college. No one's been able to find one left. They mentioned Josh Allen, but he wasn't even close to 16. Like, I don't care how bad your players are, you shouldn't be throwing 16 interceptions. So it created this lack of belief, and that's the only reason he was around that late, and that's why Goody said, I can't pass on this kid. He still believed he was that good, and he gave up a little, didn't give up that much, but yeah,
Goody's legacy is going to be whether or not Jordan Love turns out.
I mean, and I would add on to that. I'm worried about Goody's analysis of quarterbacks in terms of the other people he's liked or judged that he thought were pretty good, and that position concerns me more about Goody than any other than his refusal to add wide receivers early in the draft for so many years when he saw the need and the willingness of Ted Thompson to do it.
I mean, it's backwards. They could have had a Watson and Dobbs-like tandem
way earlier,
ascending with Devontae Adams.
Yes.
And if Devontae Adams leaves, it's not as big of a hit for the Packers.
And he saw Ted Thompson do it and saw the need of it and how great the offense was in that time, specifically 2011, when Rodgers had like 100 weapons.
So Billy Barnwell gets us, very close to the same conversation we will continue to have about the Packers until we see Jordan Love. And ultimately, I don't think you'll say this. I don't think anyone can say this with certainty. You can't say that the Packers are a contender to win the Super Bowl this year. So I ask you this question.
No, I guess you can. They're not.
Yeah, exactly. No one can say for certain that they are. They're just not.
$7,000. I bet 100. I think you win $6,600 if they win.
So I ask you this, Homer. What's more likely to happen next? The Packers win a Super Bowl or they pick number 1 overall in the NFL draft?
I'll win a Super Bowl. They're not going to be number 1 in the draft.
You don't think there's a possibility?
Zero possibility.
So you're telling me that even you have them at 7 and what? 7 and 10 this year?
7 and 10, yeah.
4 and 13 got the first pick of the NFL draft last year. You're telling me with the guy we've never seen at quarterback.
Yeah.
They couldn't fall into, even if they're in the 3rd spot.
I don't know. What does it normally get each year? I don't know.
I'm just telling you. Say they end up with the 3rd or 5th pick. And Aaron Rodgers, as you continue to state, plays 65% of the snaps, and they get the Jets pick.
Yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't take those 2 first-round picks and move into the first pick of the draft if they're bad next year?
Well, no. That's separate. You asked me if they would – by the worst pick, that to me tells me they have to have the worst record. That's how I'm abusing. Now, if they're willing to trade 9 number 1s to get the number 1 pick, that's a whole different situation. I thought you were asking me which is more likely, win a Super Bowl or have the worst record in the NFL in the season, and it's win a Super Bowl. He's not that bad a GM.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Not that bad a coach.
I'm playing into the fact that they are going to have more capital likely if Aaron Rodgers plays those 65 snaps.
Right.
And it's more of a possibility that the Packers stink this year. But again, unless if Jordan Love isn't the guy, Packers haven't seen losing. It's hard to stink. I think it's easier to stink than people realize because they've had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for so long.
That's different than
when Rodgers were hurt, they won 6 games.
Right.
Before Matt LaFleur took over and Joe Philbin became the interim head coach.
Right. They've had those bad years, struggling years, and never got close to the worst team in the league.
But I'm saying with the way the roster is built right now, with the youth that they have at the wide receiver, tight end.
There's way too much talent to be the worst in the league.
How do you say there's way too much talent? That talent has not shown on the defensive side of the football.
No, but they were 14th or whatever. They're not like 30th. You
could have the 15th best defense and the 25th ranked offense and somehow find your way into that conversation.
I'd have to look. It'd be the worst record in the league. I don't
Their
think
special teams finally has done something, but they have been at the bottom of special teams.
It's the same as you talking about. It's the same. But we could go back to the 70s. No, they're not going to go back to the 70s. They have legitimate people. You can say Goody's not very good, but they're not a messed up, totally screwed up organization, which you have to be. They have a pretty good coach. So they're not going to be that bad.
You don't have to be a messed up and screwed up organization to have the first overall pick.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I haven't studied that much, but my answer is yes. It's hard to be that bad.
800-990-3776. We'll hear from you, the Scalzo and Brust family. What's more likely? Josh, do you like Homer's caveat, worst record, or you say first pick?
I would say first pick.
What's more likely for the Green Bay Packers? They win a Super Bowl or end up with the first overall selection in the NFL?
So, they can trade 4 number ones and a player.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Well, that's what it would take to move up from where they'd be. The pick they get
necessarily.
from the Jets is unlikely to be good enough to move you up. What did the Bears have to give up? What they move up 2 spots?
What you're saying? What did Carolina give up to?
I'm going back to the Bears with Trubisky, wasn't he?
To move up to not take Deshaun Watson.
When you move up early in the draft, the cost is just insane.
I will do some digging. 800-990-3770. Who's trying to hedge?
You are hedging by you say, well, if they get the first pick, but the only reason they would get the first pick is because of all the picks they would give up to get.
Look. Let's be honest.
They've
won 2 Super Bowls in 30 years. It's not like it's not that crazy to say that it's potentially likely that they end up with the first pick of the draft.
They've won as many games as any team in the league in the last 30 years, so they're pretty close.
I've heard you, but they've had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You have an unknown in Jordan Love.
They've been good, but they haven't won titles. You can't suck and have the best record over 30 years. They got to be pretty close to the best record in the league in that time. Somebody can look it up.
They have owned the NFC North. 800-990-3776. Go to Jake in Milwaukee. Jake, welcome into Scalzo and Brust. What do you got for Homer and Brust?
Who you guys win? Sorry. Who you guys think's winning the fight, Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg?
Thank you for the 800-990-3776. Josh, is that an intentional dump?
Yeah, just because he was being dumb.
Okay, moving on. This is Scalzo and Brust presented by
Is that an MMA fight or a...
Yeah, it's going to be an MMA fight. Look, the amateur boxing thing does not excite me. I'll watch if it's on, but I never even go out of my way to watch professional fighters. I don't want to watch amateurs who don't like each other, I don't know, not entertain me.
Is that boxing or MMA? Those are 2 different things. I've lost track. But.
I'm just saying professional fighting, whether it's MMA or boxing, they're boring to me if it's not professional.
I don't find it boring, but I haven't been caught up in wanting to watch it. And boxing used to be huge, but so did rotary phones.
1-0 next on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Mick Ultra here live from Summerfest.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You know the rule about
double dipping, Greg. Double dipping in the same game's tough.
They brought in Whipple, the former offensive coordinator.
No justification, kiddo.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
We do have some backups right now along westbound 94 from downtown to the zoo, 14-minute ride, another 14 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16. Remember, we do still have that ramp from the Rock Freeway to either northbound 894 or eastbound, right through the Hale interchange, closed down because of an earlier accident. Southbound 43, watch out for a 29-minute ride from Brown Deer Road into downtown. That's going to be an extra 18. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, an air quality advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon on Friday. Tonight, isolated storms early, then hazy and humid with a low of 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, very warm and humid. Slight chance for thunderstorms with a high of 86 at the lake, 90 inland. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lakes, Wisconsin's Road America. Experience the Trans Am Speed Tour live and in person, July 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
Look at all this space I have on my desk. Finally, no more clutter.
I know, right? Plus, now I can actually see everyone and talk to them whenever I want.
Would you stop trying to ask people if there are more doors or wheels in the world?
Speaking of wheels, these chairs, woo!
I've never been more comfortable at work.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
ESPN Milwaukee's game nights are here to let you know that now is a great time to attend an exciting, family-friendly baseball experience in Lake Country. The second season for the Lake Country Dockhounds is underway in Oconomowoc right off the interstate. Tickets start at just $10 with home games featuring Bat Dogs, Colton Kovu, in-game promotions, a kids area, and more. Go to dockhounds.com for tickets and game times. Catch Dockhounds baseball in Lake Country, where summer nights last longer. Go to dockhounds.com to get started.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
On a Grateful Dead Thursday here. And there's a common misbelief that you have to always make it a little bit further. That you always need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue with your rigid routine. We could try it the other way. The way we like to do it here on a Grateful Dead Thursday. Take some time to enjoy life by having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Ben Brust here alongside Homer. Let's play. Little 1 or 0.
Are you a 1 or a 0? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0.
He is Steve the Homer True. You can hear him on Homer and Tony 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN. He's in for Greg Scalzo. I'm Ben Brust. We're your contestants for 1 or 0. Josh DiMaggio is your host. He's going to give us a statement. We're going to say 1 for yes, 0 for no. There is no gray area. Joshua, all you.
The Emerald Downs horse racing track featured their first of its kind grandparents race for Grandparents Weekend, which will host additional races this weekend with fireworks. They basically lined up grandparents in the horse racing track and had them race to see who was the winner. 1 or 0. Homer should enter the grandparents race.
Homer?
0.
Why not?
Because what make fun? They're just making fun of people. Let's just see some old people. I don't need to watch.
Stadiums do it all the time. They have the old people dancers.
In movies, I don't need to see old people have sex. And on the horse track, I don't need to see old people running. All you're doing is making fun of old people.
What, Josh?
That's all you're doing.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where old people have had sex.
I'm sure it's happened.
Right, that's why.
Are you watching Hallmark or
I
Lifetime?
think there was one was it with Alec Baldwin, and even the thought of it was Meryl Streep or something. Weren't they in some movie when they're old or I don't know how graphic. Maybe Marlon Brando was having
800-990-3776. Text in your favorite movies where old people are having sex. 1, Homer should enter the grandparents racing.
No, you're not making fun of me. That's all you're doing.
No, I'm not. I actually
Yeah, right.
You were a tennis player. You are athletic.
Like 100 years ago.
I know, but in comparison to other grandparents at your age, I think you'd kick their butts.
So what?
You could be the fastest grandparent.
Don't you want that?
No.
We talked about leaving a legacy on this earth after
Didn't
you're
you
gone.
compete in the Senior Olympics?
I did in various sports. We got crushed in tennis. We lost 6-0, 6-0, and it wasn't that close. It's my favorite line. Lost in ping pong to the international senior champion. And then lost in, we did another sport too. I was going to lose in as many sports as possible. Can't remember. Oh, golf. I played in golf. And lost in that. But no, I did it because we were helped promoting Senior Olympics. No.
All right, fair. The NBA's biggest enigma, Kyrie Irving, is planning.
Oh, wait, did you answer? Don't you
I did.
answer?
I said I wanted you to leave a legacy.
Okay, that's his legacy. If they say, hey, the key to his life was he won some old people.
Who knows? You might fall. You might fall on the racetrack, and we might have to euthanize you.
That's right. You just want to laugh. Basically, you just want to laugh.
There are so many old people.
That old person was a lot faster than I thought. I hope he doesn't die. Okay, those are your range of thoughts.
The NBA's
Making
biggest
fun of old people.
enigma, Kyrie Irving, is planning to meet with the Suns about potentially reuniting with Kevin Durant on the Suns, who already have Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. 1 or 0. Kyrie Irving would make the Suns NBA title favorites.
0. Anywhere Kyrie Irving goes, nothing good follows. This isn't a video game. This is the NBA. You can't just put a bunch of guys on a roster that don't help win a championship. Like, did anyone look at the Nuggets roster before the season and be like, hey, that team's going to win the NBA championship? No. Doesn't matter how many 2K fantasy lineups you can create. It doesn't mean you're going to win a championship.
I would add, there's no way you're going to win one with Kyrie Irving. I don't know why people like him so much. He had one run.
He made one big shot.
Yes.
It was the Cleveland Cavaliers,
Right,
LeBron winning 3 there.
I have no interest in having him on my team.
I don't either. I don't either. I was fascinated that Mark Cuban even took a shot at him with Dallas.
When has it gone well with Kyrie Irving?
Like we talked about, the only time it's gone well is when he made the 3, the step back 3, when he was on LeBron's team in Cleveland. Other than that, everywhere else since there, he's been a problem. And it's like, I can't believe with a new coach, a new owner, and I don't want to talk about Phoenix. It's like, all right, yeah, come on in, Kyrie. This is my first team. We're going to bring in the guy that has brought no success anywhere he's been except problems.
Yeah, I look at people and now factor in if they wanted Kyrie Irving as a negative to assessing their job as a GM or whatever. I guess I could see the only one that would make sense would be LeBron, but LeBron's not the same as LeBron was back then. So, yeah, I have no interest in Kyrie Irving as a player if I want to win.
Joshy?
1-0. Super teams have improved the NBA.
One, it's improved the NBA. Look, there is some appeal and star power, and it is fun. Now, what does suck is when they sit out and you buy tickets to go watch somebody. You watch these super teams, and half of them are out because they're on a back-to-back. That part of super teams has ruined the NBA. But in terms of stars make sports. Stars make the entertainment, and if you have those on big markets or on good teams that are engaging, I'm going to tune in and watch. I've watched more Shohei Ohtani in my life. I made fun of Homer when he was talking about it 3 months ago. Homer, I'm willing to admit to you, I was wrong. He is incredible. The fact that he goes out there and pitches under a 3 ERA and designated hitters in the 2 spot, hits 2 home runs, 10 strikeouts, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. The problem, and people need to know this, they don't want super teams. A super team used to be 3 players. Now it's down to 2. And the problem is, this will be the last year. They're limiting the amount of money. I don't know why the owner does this, so that you really are only going to be able to have 2 players, and then you have to fill the rest of the team. So they are eliminating, by the financial rules, any super teams if you consider one with 3, and that's the difficulty for the Bucks, because this next year seems about the last year, but super teams are going to be 2 players, and then they're going to have all the other guys that fill in the roster. The 3rd player is going to have to make significantly less. That's why you haven't had any super teams, and they're doing the best to eliminate that in the future. And it means more teams could win, because you can spread out 2 players a lot better than 3.
Last night, Domingo Germán became the 24th pitcher in MLB history to throw a perfect game against the lowly Oakland Athletics. 1-0. The perfect game means a little less because it was against the Athletics.
This is the worst of the perfect games. I mean, the A's suck. They've won 20 games. I think they've lost 55. They're the worst team in baseball by far.
No, not by far. Kansas City's almost as bad, but
sure, whatever. They're actively not. The ownership group is actively trying to make them suck. They do suck, and again, like I said, it's still incredible. A perfect game is awesome, but of the 24 perfect games, this is by far the worst one because it was the Athletics.
I would say 1, though I do have to admit I need to study, because it's not like Oakland has had no hits in a lot. It's not like 8 times now they've come close to a perfect
3
game
of their
no-hitter.
20 or 21 wins for the Brewers.
Well, no, but they had a stretch where they won 7 in a row. But I'm saying if you take away because of the A's, you have to show that the A's have been horrible in terms of no-hitters, one-hitters, and I'm not sure that's the case. But, yes, you must mention that this
who's
game,
the team that kept getting no-hit one year?
I don't know. But you do have to mention. So
it was the Guardians. The Guardians got no hit by the Brewers, and they continued. Remember, I lost $500 to you because Burns and Hader threw the no-hitter against the Guardians.
But that was based on my belief that the Brewers.
I know, and I'm just saying it happened to be against a team that gave up 5 no-hitters that year. Because of that fact, I think you should give me $100 back.
Nice try. I did. I gave you $100 back when I took a couple bad bets. I can't remember. All right, American League, we have the Kansas City Royals are 23-58. The Oakland A's are 21-61. They're only 2.5 games ahead of the A's. But yes, 21-61, and I believe they won 7 in a row. So that does tell you. Yes, you need to mention that it was done against the University of Oakland A's, but it's still impressive to throw a perfect game.
That is probably it for 1-0, Joshy.
That'll do it.
Tomorrow, 4 to 6 on Scalzo and Brust. I believe Alex Strofe and Brian D will be here with our trailer facing the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone as the Alumni Charity Challenge takes place. Marquette, Wisconsin, UW Green Bay, and UW Milwaukee. I captained the UW men's basketball team to a victory with most of the money going to guarding against cancer.
You were captain. What does that mean?
It means I picked the perfect team to wipe your Marquette
the team.
Peasants to their third-place victory.
You're not the captain, then you're the general manager, please.
General manager, captain, player.
No, general manager is way more important than captain.
Well, I'm just saying, I want it all in my title.
I would bet. I was going to bet you, but are you the GM? Did you pick the team again this year?
Of course.
Oh, then I'm not betting against you.
Well, we're going to talk about it next. Alumni Charity Challenge tomorrow, 4 to 6 here at the Gruber Law Office Sports Zone. This is Scalzo and Brust.
You might be a good GM.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
I want Greg Scalzo to be my running mate, and you get to be VP, but I'm taking George Washington off the one. You're saying no.
I would not want that to tarnish my legacy or reputation.
Your legacy is you and I are P and VP of life forever. That's our legacy. Who cares what we did?
If you were born when George Washington was born, you wouldn't have made it to 1 year old. Times were hard back then, and that man won the freaking American Revolution and started this fine country.
He's a great man. He had his run. It's a new era.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Wisconsin, are you ready to rally? Be sure to make plans to stop by Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc during the 120th Homecoming Festival, July 13th through the 16th, with 45 vendors, 23 bands, and of course Harley-Davidsons. You won't want to miss this anniversary. Whether you ride or not, there's always something for everyone at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. For more info, like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
The big gig is back.
Everybody's happy. Summerfest is back. The weather is perfect.
And so are we at the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone.
I think I got in trouble for talking to people. They said I was mean.
Tune in every weekday to Homer and Tony and Scalzo and Brust, who will be broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone all throughout Summerfest.
Greg Scalzo is here! Hey! 1 minute late.
What I just did was miraculous.
Oh, here we go.
Stop by, say hi, and win prizes all Summerfest long with 94.5 ESPN.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about something really cool I'm doing with some special guests as part of our packed summer right here on ESPN Wisconsin. Each week from now until the start of the regular season, I'm inviting Packers fans and former players to rewatch some of the most memorable Packers games in team history. It's called Repackables. Week 1, July 5th, Steve Scafidi from WTMJ and I will break down Christmas Eve 1995. Packers defeat the Steelers. You can find it live each and every week on YouTube or Twitter and watch each episode back thanks to Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
The problem with this organization is that they are rooted in losing. It started with the process where they were planning to lose a ton of games, and they never considered the idea that it wasn't as easy as flipping a switch. Joel Embiid is the face of the process. Joel Embiid needs help. He needs someone like a Butler, a true killer that can put him over, because they've never learned how to win at the biggest level. We saw that in Game 6 against the Celtics. They scored 3 points in the final 4 minutes and 30 seconds of a home game that would have closed out the Celtics and gotten you to the conference finals for the first time since 2001. They folded up shop. Embiid couldn't make the plays. Harden couldn't make the plays. And then predictably, the team folded up shop in Game 7 and lost. It's the same story every year, just with a new twist. They can't get over it because the culture is still rooted in that losing that came from the entire trust the process era.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-469-4689. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-469-4689 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-469-4689 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-469-4689.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Sheboygan chimes in 800-990-3776. The movie Cocoon is stuffed to the gills with horny old people. It's disgusting. As Homer gave his hot take that he does not want to see old people having sex in movies.
Or old people racing wherever you said they were going to race.
Josh DiMaggio did a 1 or 0 in which there are grandparents racing on a horse race track for
people
entertainment.
love babies racing. Now, babies racing.
No, baby racing's
it's
dumb.
Fantastic.
No, baby racing is so boring.
All right.
Baby racing and grandparents racing tickles the same funny bone.
Come on, Joshy. Grandparents racing's way funnier than baby racing.
Yeah, because you're making fun of people. You're making fun of people
I'm not saying I frequent grandparent racing.
Yeah,
but
who's
if I
go to a baby racing and yell at the mom, your kid sucks.
Exactly.
Never. But grandparents,
Homer, move your ass.
Exactly. I rest my case.
Giddy up, Homer. Giddy up.
Right. Yes. Aren't you a statue?
Yeah, maybe I need to be nice to the elderly a little bit more.
Yeah, track record.
Not great.
No, you've made incredible.
I've made strides, but it's when you, like you said, when you start from the very, very bottom of the lowest of the dirt of earth, you can only go up.
You've made an amazing stride. Yeah, I give you all the credit.
So I'd like for everyone listening to go to summerfest.com and just look for the Alumni Charity Challenge. Because that's what's going on from 4 to 6 tomorrow, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices and our Good Karma Brands assets of the 101.7 The True, 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN. And so we have Marquette, UW Green Bay, University of Wisconsin, and UWM. The team that Wisconsin is playing for is guarding against cancer. If you miss Coach Guard on Scalzo and Brust, you can catch that on Wisconsin On Demand. It's myself, Brevin Pritzel, and Trevon Hughes from the Badgers. And Homer, you're familiar with Travis Diener, obviously.
Yeah.
Steve Novak. And I don't know Chloe. Is it Chloe Murata?
Murata, yeah.
Is she a shooter?
More of a rebounder, I think. I don't know her three-point
shooting. Is she in school right now?
She just finished her career.
Okay, so there's an advantage, though. That is an advantage of having somebody who touches a basketball every single day.
Yeah. But if they lose, I'm taking over as general manager.
You want to be general manager next year? I can bring you into the conversations.
No, only if they win, they don't need a new general manager.
They're not going to win. Travis Diener joined Homer and Tony on Tuesday.
Yeah, correct. I'm Homer. Yes, he joined you and Tony. Yes, you don't have to.
You don't have to be a jerk. I know you have a bunch of family members who went to Ivy League schools.
No, but
I deal with Greg Scalzo all week.
You're not when you're talking to Homer. You don't say, "Hey, he was on Homer and Tony." He was on your show earlier this week. Yes, and
he made a bunch of excuses like a Marquette player would. The wind. Guess who had to shoot with the wind? Every single person out there.
Right. Let me ask you this. Because this is what was said to me. I think if you have Steve Novak in any shooting competition, you're supposed to win.
Absolutely.
But anyway, yes, does wind make it
tougher?
Equalize and affect the great shooters more than the bad shooters. And to some degree, I would say yes. But
I would say it does equalize it a little bit, but it shouldn't be an excuse if you're a great shooter because you're smart enough to adjust.
Right. No, with Novak, any shooting contest in which you have Novak, you should win.
My brother Steven and I used to go outside in our front yard, and we
Right.
had a slanted driveway. And when we shot in the winter, the idea was if you can make shots in 20-degree
Right.
weather,
Then
you can make shots in the indoors.
Right, it's good prep.
And so I love
But
that.
you would not create a
But no,
contest
I
in
mean,
that.
I'm just saying, private school, like they probably were pampered their whole life, had their indoor gyms at Marquette,
Oh, yeah,
growing up in their homes.
Hey, you had a place way better than the old gym.
I'm not talking about the gym. I'm talking about, the type of player that, Marquette is
Yeah,
recruited
go on,
in.
go
Diener,
on,
he's a
go
little
on.
soft.
Go on,
Novak,
yeah,
obviously, he's a
right.
TV guy now.
Right,
I'm a gritty radio guy, Homer. Gritty radio guy.
Yeah. Okay, as long as you leave yourself out of the equation, you have the ability to say those things even though they're inaccurate. But once you make comments like that about yourself, people that listen to the show go, oh, and clearly everything he says is garbage because that's totally garbage. So leave yourself
I
out
think
of the
25. I
equation.
think I fooled 25% of the people with that statement. So one thing that Steve Novak's doing as part of this charity challenge,
he's got a new
2 frees and
Yeah, I know.
threes,
Yeah, I
and
don't
so because he lost, he's fixing the deck as much as he can for your squad.
My assumption is he's tried to come up with a game for shooting. Given when you're top 10 all time in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage, you can do whatever the hell you want, and everybody should listen. I suspect he's created this game because I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Whatever game he plays in, when he's on your team, you're supposed to win. That's part of the deal. If you ever get in a shooting competition and you're on Steve Novak's team, unless there are 100 people on the team, you're going to be expected to win because he's that good. And when you don't, it'll be disappointing. That will be the same tomorrow.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and
Marquette's
text
doing
line.
it for Nicole Ellis Foundation.
Yes, Marquette is doing the Nicole Ellis Foundation. The UW Green Bay are doing it for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Green Bay. Obviously, guarding against cancer, something Greg Scalzo and I are very integrated with and love. Autism Society for Southeastern Wisconsin for UWM. Homer, Ron, and the Key asks, who are you cheering for tomorrow?
Marquette!
I'm your teammate. We're sitting here together.
I don't care if you're my mom or dad or brother. I get paid by Marquette. I do the games. You pay me more than Marquette, I'll root for you.
I think he put it nicely and pretty well put.
There's somebody who gave me my Wisconsin letter jacket. Very nice. After, 40 years before I got one? He gives it to me before the Marquette-Wisconsin game at the Kohl Center. Says, I'd like you to wear that during the game. I said, you can have it back. What? I'm not going to get fired? If I wear a Wisconsin letter jacket, courtside, center court, while I'm doing Marquette in Wisconsin, I'd fire me.
I would say it's a heady play to try and get in the opposition's head. Could you imagine if they looked over and saw you in that?
Yeah, they would tell me.
Dwayne Wade never would have invited you to the Hall of Fame.
When Bill Cords was the athletic director, we're in Cincinnati. Back then, we used to be on the same bus as the players.
AC and Tosa chimes in wanting to know who's on the UW Green Bay team. That's Carrington Love, Ramon Fletcher, Braquise Perrine, and then Ronnie Jones, Ed McCants, and Torrey Johnson.
So back to the red. So we're in Cincinnati. The bus driver's wearing a red jacket, and Bill Cords, the athletic director Marquette, says, you'll not drive this bus wearing red. You're going to have to get another jacket, or we want another bus driver.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Rent-free, baby. Rent-free. We'll be back in 2 minutes discussing
You will finish second, though.
Thanks for the belief, Homer.
Yeah.
Back in 2 minutes, talking a little gambling, something Homer and I both love. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Mick Ultra, live from Summerfest.
The backups continue along southbound 43. Watch out for the delays coming in from south of Brown Deer Road all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394. 36 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. Northbound side is going to be about 17, so that's going to be tying things up a bit as well. Remember, northbound on the Rock Freeway, you cannot get onto 894 north or eastbound through the Hale because that ramp is closed right now. There was an accident that happened earlier that's just tying everything up. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, air quality advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon on Friday. Otherwise, tonight, isolated storms early, then hazy and humid, a low of 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, very warm and humid, slight chance for thunderstorms, a high of 86 at the lake, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. We've talked about Oso Brewing's Never Forgotten before, and I'm grabbing another can and bringing our pal and Oso Brewing Company owner, Mark Butera, back to tell us why it's always the perfect time to drink the Never Forgotten.
It's a great beer already. It's a light lager. It's easy to drink. It's summer. You're crushing beers on the patio, right? It's red, white, and blue. It's American. It's just all those things. But the biggest thing is that it sends vets to Washington, deserving vets to get closure and to be part of something like that. To be able to help with that and move the needle on that front. That's why we do what we do. We make beer, but hopefully we're doing more than just making beer. We're making someone's day, which is great.
Thanks to Mark for explaining the importance of the Oso Never Forgotten. Keep that fridge stocked, and remember, proceeds from every can of Never Forgotten beer go towards your local honor flights.
Homer here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust. Woo! Presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Now I think it's true, Homer. Live from beautiful Summerfest, I see the sun peeking through a little bit. The rain is evaporating into the world, and it's half-price beers till 6. So if you're
I think it's half-price beverages.
Beverages, even better. So make sure you get on down to Summerfest, enjoy some beverages. As Josh DiMaggio will be getting after it tomorrow. Joe Russo.
Joe Russo's almost dead.
Wish I could be there with my guy Joshy tomorrow, but I will not. 4 to 6 though. Stop by the Alumni Charity Challenge at the Gruber Law Offices.
How long does that thing go on?
4 to 6.
Is it 2? It takes 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it'll be less time this year. I think because we're gonna have people shooting on both hoops versus just one hoop. So there'll be some entertainment. Melanie Ricks from 101.7 The Truth and the Bucks in-game host will also be emceeing the event, and she does a great job of keeping the crowd engaged and energized. But I want to shift the conversation here with Homer, who's in for Greg Scalzo, to gambling. And not because I like to gamble, but because the NFL is kind of making themselves a little bit of a fool. Because to my knowledge, I believe there's gambling partnerships within the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, and I feel as if MGM might be involved with the NHL, Josh?
I do believe there are similar deals that we see across other sports.
And there's been the report now of I think I forget you or Greg said it yesterday of the Adam Silver type where there's going to be punishments for around 30 or so NFL players who have bet on things. Whether there's been some who have bet on the NFL, a couple Indianapolis Colts have been released and cut from their team. There's also people that have bet on sports outside of the sport that they play in the NFL. To me, Homer, the players got to be smarter. Like, I know not everyone has the greatest support system, but if you're making millions of dollars, don't you go through every precaution to make sure you're protecting yourself? If you have all the resources and don't use them, that is on you. I blame the players more than I blame the NFL.
Yeah, in terms of them getting caught, like I've said, I'd be the guy. Just call Homer and bet with Homer.
That's what I said. No paper trail. What are you doing?
But that aside, I think there's a real need to say, I mean, if I was a player, I'd sue. I'd sue the league. I don't see how they can do that and punish you at all when they have a gambling agreement. I just don't see how you can do it now. Yes,
is it within the PA though that they have agreed to rules that you cannot?
You can say, well, these are the rules, but there's a limit to what your rules can be. I mean, you can't say that, if you want to play in the NFL, you have to walk naked downtown every day of the year. Well, that's part of the deal. Well, you signed for it. No, I think I just don't see how they can do it. Now, I have referred to look in England where, you have Premier League soccer and what they allow, because they've had gambling.
They've had gambling forever.
Right, but I think there are limitations there. I can see how leagues would say you can't bet on your own league, and I think that's true in the Premier League. But aside from that, well, okay, just explain what's the point. Now, they had somebody in the Indianapolis Colts, and the guy said, we have the integrity of the league. No, you don't. You can't say you're selling integrity of the league when you have made contracts with gambling services. That integrity is way worse than anything. Well, the teams could fix it. I mean, there's no defense other than that. We don't think they should do it. Like, these are the rules. I don't think that you can keep those rules. I want somebody in the league, players, to sue it. I think it's.
Look, it's not going away anytime soon. It's on the preview shows now. Like, they'll put the lines. It's everywhere. Money lines, spreads,
and
over-unders.
You're saying we don't want players to bet because of the integrity of the league. It's a joke.
Look, I don't think it's a joke. Look,
you don't think leagues being involved with the betting services destroys
I think the leagues can
more
be,
than
but
the
to
players?
hold the players to a standard that you cannot gamble, I don't think is like as crazy as you're saying it is to walk naked if you agree to it down the street. They're asking them to not gamble to protect themselves.
No, it would be like saying they can't drink. They can't drink. We have all these deals with all these, but we don't think you should drink. Now, not drinking would help the players, and not drinking would help most people keep them in better shape.
No,
can't drink.
But there's an outcome of the game aspect.
No, there isn't. No, that's made up. They've invented that. What's the outcome of the game? Nothing.
No, I'm saying there's Colts players that bet on who was in the running back room that bet on the over/under of running backs.
Fine.
That doesn't. You're telling me that doesn't have an effect?
No, unless you can prove that something occurred, and the ability to approve to find out something like that is greater now that you have that it's actually legal, and you're not going with Vinny the bookie. Just like they caught the baseball coach at Alabama, right, for doing something. There, you have regulation now better than ever. It's made up that they're concerned about anything. They can't defend it.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Let's go to Phil in Cedarburg. Phil, are you pro or anti-gambling?
I'm pro gambling, but I feel like sports has sort of jumped the shark on all this. Like, it's too much now. Like, betting that stuff during the game, I feel like we're bordering on, that it's going to become a bunch of degenerates at the game, like a horse race.
Is this a personal thing, or is it about the players? Because, like, I hate to tell you, Phil, it ain't going anywhere. I'm going to, like, anytime I'm at a ball game, I'm with my buddies, and we're like, hey, do you want to place a no-runs bet here in the fourth inning? Like, it's part of entertainment. That's not affecting the overall outcome of the game.
Not affecting the outcome, but I think it's stupid, though. I mean, if that's what you want it to be, why not just go to the stupid casino? Like, the sporting events used to be a little bit more pure, used to be a little bit better. It's ridiculous now. I hate it. I hate it. I want to go there as a fan and cheer for my team.
And then don't bet.
Thank you for the call.
Nobody's forcing you to bet.
Phil in Cedarburg became just a buzzkill, like, no fun.
No, he can. So there are people that don't bet.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying the way he complained about it was no fun. You have a choice.
Right,
I think he's mad that it's in his face a little bit more.
They make stuff up because, I mean, there's, I'm sure, information that having it legal limits doesn't increase the chance of there being a game fixed.
And so Homer, you're a big research guy, and Joshua DiMaggio has curated some research to help add to this conversation. And Josh, I can read it, or you can go. Fire away.
Yeah, so, I mean, as it stands right now, every time an NFL player signs up under one of these books they have a partnership with, that gets reported directly to the NFL. It's not confirmed, but it appears that was part of the deal when they made these sponsorships with sports books. The other thing is there seems to be a little confusion, but the NFL players are allowed to gamble. The people who have gotten in trouble gambling on other sports, it was done at team facilities, which team facilities range from practice facility, the stadium, the team bus, the airplane, and the hotel. All those you are not allowed to gamble via the apps on, which is why you see the 6-week suspensions versus the full year long, which is betting on NFL.
Fine. Why do they care? Why do they care where you bet?
I think I'm with you there. Like if they're registered and as long as they're not betting on their sport and it's in the rules and like all you have to do is follow them. Like I'm with you.
Why
Right?
can't you bet in the building?
It's stupid, right? It doesn't make sense. But if you're in the NFL and you're making millions, you're telling me you can't follow those damn rules, Homer? You're that big of a rebel, you can't figure it out and bet outside your team facility or the hotel?
Again,
take a walk across the street to Panera.
Again, if the question is not just violating the rules, but what's the punishment? To me, the punishment would not be anywhere near what it is. You do that, you're fined $10,000, $20,000.
I think if you put your foot down on what the standards are, even if it's a stupid rule, it will help make sure that people aren't going near their own sport. If they're getting 6 weeks for betting on something, even if it's not their sport, around a team facility, again, there is a lack of logic, but I like that at least there is a rule to keep it away from their sport.
Fine. It's just a question. So, why is it better for 6 games than $10,000 or whatever?
I mean, I don't make the decisions on games versus money, but if those are the rules and you get 6 games if you're betting at a team facility, even if it's on baseball.
No, you know what you're saying when you say it's the rules? You can't defend them. All you can say is those are the rules. What? That's tradition.
I'm not saying that I wrote the rules and those are the way it should be.
If you can't come up with a reason why it's bad other than it's the rule, then the rule's stupid.
I didn't say the rule isn't stupid. I'm just saying you have to be smart enough to follow it if it's in place and you can get a 6-game suspension.
Again.
Is there anything wrong with having to follow what's in front of you if you sign $1 million contracts?
Why not make it your shot in the head? That's the rule. You're shot in the head. There's a point in which you say the rule is wrong. Now, we're not there yet, but you should be there. Right? There's a point at which you'd say it's too far, right?
Of course.
I'm saying they've gone too far.
I just think the shot in the head versus betting at a team facility is just still miles apart.
Okay, you're suspended for life. Can't ever play again. That'll convince them not to bet.
It would. And if they do, they're the stupidest people on earth.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
They're the stupidest people on earth.
Now they need to have a better system to not get caught.
Or they need less adrenaline rushes in their blood flow. Because I know what that feeling's like. Sitting around a roulette table watching that ball spin, nothing gets me more excited.
Hey, think of this. That Paul Hornung said when they were playing in the NFL, at halftime, everybody smoked. It was a smokestack. The only people that didn't smoke, Bart Starr and one other player. Think of that.
I was one of the only few players in Lithuania in our locker room who didn't smoke.
There you go. Yes. How come they didn't have a rule? You smoke at half, you're banned for life.
As long as they can run up and down the court.
And then you'd go, hey, it's the rule. If you can't convince yourself not to smoke during the half, then you shouldn't be playing.
Look, there's obviously some logic that needs to be put into the rules that are made.
And I'm saying that
I'm agreeing the logic is flawed, but while it's flawed and you're making millions of dollars, obey it and don't get suspended 6 games. Is that fair?
It's still stupid.
I'm not saying it's not stupid. Caller 6, caller 9, 800-990-3776.
What if it's 12 games? You be okay with 12? You okay with 18? You okay with 24? At what point do you say what I'm saying? It's too much and stupid.
I'm actually okay if they raise the suspensions.
All right, okay.
Just don't be a dumbass.
All right, okay.
800-990-3776. Caller 6, caller 9 for over-under to win a $50 gift card. 800-990-3776.
I'm terrible at this.
You're not terrible at this, Homer. You just have to have a little confidence heading into it. We'll also be giving away some Summerfest tickets later. I forgot to do that last segment. Joshy, pat on the back to me. I'll make up to it for you. We can do it after over-under. 800-990-3776. Caller 6, caller 9. When caller 6 answers, Joshy's going to give you a category. Homer and I team up with 10 guesses to get as many correct answers as possible on the category that Joshy picked. Caller number 9, you're stuck on the other side. Caller 6, caller 9. Over, under. Next on Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
101 calories in a 24-minute sex session. That's the result.
When you're Ben Brust laying on your back, expecting everybody else to do the work.
I hate you so much.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Well, we do still have some delays out on the road right now. We've got an accident on northbound on the Rock Freeway, and that's blocked off the ramp to get onto 894 northbound or eastbound in the Hale interchange. So just be prepared for that. Southbound 43 really hitting the brakes. 38 minutes, Brown Deer Road to downtown. Westbound 94 is okay, 9 minutes downtown to the zoo. But the eastbound side from the zoo to downtown up to a 20-minute ride. That is a 13-minute backup. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast and air quality advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon on Friday. Tonight, isolated storms early, hazy and humid, a low of 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, very warm and humid, slight chance for thunderstorms with a high of 86 at the lakefront, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. Bring the entire family out to experience the Trans Am Speed Tour live and in person July 7th through the 9th. Kids 16 and under get free general admission to all Road America season racing events with a paying adult at the gate. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Football season is just around the corner, and Ticket King is here to get you tickets to the green and gold game of your choice. As Wisconsin's largest and most trusted ticket broker, Ticket King has access to all the big games and concerts. Ticket King is your one-stop shop for great seats to any event. You're paying the lowest prices when you order tickets from theticketking.com. Purchase game tickets to witness the start of a new era in Green Bay this fall. Theticketking.com. It's not sold out until the King is sold out. Theticketking.com.
Sunday Night Baseball is in Queens this week.
Towards the warning track, he looks up, and it's gone! An opposite field 2-run home run for Pete Alonso.
It's the Mets looking to get back in the playoff chase as they host the Giants.
Yes, blast one! Deep right field! It is gone! Into the water!
Our coverage starts Sunday night at 5 right here on Milwaukee's home for the biggest MLB games of the week. 94.5 ESPN.
I don't want to go to bed at night dreading waking up in the morning knowing that I'm going to feel like a rusty lawn chair getting out of bed and getting opened up and not being able to really move for a couple hours really throughout the day.
For former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter and those dealing with daily aches and pains, QC Kinetics regenerative pain treatments are a game changer, providing long-lasting relief.
Go into a specific joint, a specific region, and then help promote that healing process using your own body's mechanisms to heal. I mean, that's been something that's pretty powerful, and there's no surgery, there's no downtime.
QC Kinetics natural treatments help the body heal and restore itself. No more rusty lawn chair.
It's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
Pain relief the natural way. QC Kinetics. Call today for your complimentary consultation. Find out if you're a good candidate for treatment.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Summerfest. Ben Brust here alongside Homer. This is Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. Grateful Dead Thursday as well, which always brings a smile to my face. But what also brings a smile to my face is Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. It's just the best pizza you're ever going to have. Got to stop by my Palermo's folks headquarters, say hi, pick up some pizzas. The Screamin' Sicilians are so screaming good because you have the whole milk mozzarella cheese, the secret tomato recipe sauce, and every time I open up the box and I see how many toppings there are, I'm never left disappointed. Never. Never. I'm sure you have somebody disappointed in your life. Screamin' Sicilian never leaves me disappointed. From the Holy Pepperoni, the mother of meats, the Supremus Maximus, the Bessie's Revenge, the Boss Hog, the Mambo Italiano. Mambo. Find your screaming pleasure from Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Joshy, we ready?
Yeah, let's give it a go. Whoa, there we go.
Did you say let's give it a rub?
I was going to say wrong.
Time to give the people what they want. Let's go pole dancing.
We're not
on
pole dancing
Scalzo
right
and
now.
Brust. Brought to you by...
Let's give it another rub.
That was... Here we go. Let's rub it one more time.
Will the guys hit the over, or will they disappoint like they usually do? It's time for Over Under on Scalzo and Brust.
It is Over Under on Scalzo and Brust. Homer hates this game, but I'm going to make sure he has a positive attitude.
Yeah, attitude is everything.
Joshy, I still have the contestants. If it's my computer, great. If you got them, just yell them.
Yes, first on the under, we have Mike and Heartland, and on the over, we have Rodney from Sun Prairie. Today I'm going to be asking you guys the 10 most gambled on sports in America.
10 most gambled sports in America.
10?
Yes.
But what's the over-under?
It's gonna be.
The over-under is 7.5.
So we got to get 8 right out of 10, Homer. And it was Mike who called number 6, who's on the under. What a jerk. All right, you ready to do this, Homer?
Sure.
The NFL final answer.
The NFL.
Well, wait. Sport is not... I mean, football is the sport, right? Or is there NFL and college football is two separate?
It is not separate. They're all lumped into one. So NFL
Football.
and football.
So
counts.
Football
would be
final
one.
answer. He would have gave it
I'll
to me.
count it. Yeah, I'll count it if you get the right thing.
Basketball final answer.
The NBA is 2.
Well, wait. NBA?
Basketball.
It's in college basketball.
Okay, all right. I got it, but they didn't say.
Well, we're on time crunch.
We are?
Baseball final?
Third on the list.
Can I do horse racing?
Of course.
Horse racing final.
Guaranteed.
Horse racing is 5th.
So we have 4.
We have 4 so far.
minutes.
We got to say hockey.
Do we have to say hockey?
I don't know. You got to come up with 10. They could be 10. I don't know.
Hockey
Yep.
final.
Hockey is 6th on the list.
Yeah. Bet on golf? Do people bet on golf?
I was going to say
Boxing?
golf is next. I like where you're at with MMA. That's growing.
Which one was that?
That was the golf answer you guys gave.
Okay.
So we're 6 of 6, Joshy?
Correct.
Football, basketball, baseball, horse racing, hockey golf.
Is boxing MMA?
I think fighting. I think we can say fighting, and I think that would probably be in the same category. Let's go fighting final answer.
Boxing and MMA are in the same category. They're 4th.
We need one more?
One more,
Correct.
and we have 3
I would
guesses.
go with, well, you have 10. I'll go with auto racing.
Auto racing,
1
because I
minute.
did it on Sunday and lost. Final answer.
Yeah.
Let's go, Homer.
We're done. We won.
We won, and I like when the caller number 6, who has the choice, it was Mike from where?
He was in some prairie.
Suck it.
I would go with tennis.
Tennis is on the list, correct? That was the next one up there in the order.
So we've got 9 of 10.
We got 9 of 9. Let's go
seconds.
10 of 10. You can.
What's the 10? I don't know.
Now that we're done, just let me pull up.
This is only one that Ben would be able to get.
Oh, I don't like the way you said that.
Cricket? No, they don't do cricket.
No.
Politics.
Have you heard me bet?
Politics is not a sport.
Have you heard me bet on it before, Joshy?
I've never heard you bet on it, but it's something only you would know in comparison to Homer. That is possible to bet on.
I give up. I can't know it. I'm not supposed to know.
I give up too.
Last one is esports. Esports.
Oh, yes. That's stupid because I have that on Prize Picks all the time. Though they have cricket too. Yeah, esports. I should have known that.
So I just pulled up a gambling site here, and it's pretty accurate. NBA, MLB, NFL, fighting, golf, tennis. So we've hit basically all of them. Horse racing is its own category. So then we got other sports. We go to darts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet on the lottery. You can do crickets. And you can do politics. As it stands right now, because everyone loves being political, the odds for the 2024 U.S. presidential election on my site, Donald Trump plus 190, Joe Biden plus 125.
We left out we left out soccer. Soccer has to be there. If not, it's a bad list.
Soccer was not on the list. This list came directly from MGM. So,
and this is America, Homer.
This is America. Well, it's a stupid poll. Soccer's not in it.
And I don't know why I just started reading off the election odds.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was very bizarre.
I just thought it'd be fun to update the people on where our country's headed. I've never even heard of Nikki Haley or Tim Scott or Glenn Youngkin or Gavin Newsom.
That probably means they won't be president. You haven't heard of Gavin Newsom?
Yeah, come on.
He's the governor of California, I think.
Why would I know Gavin? I live in the Midwest. I don't go out to California.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just because
he's in the national conversation quite a bit.
All the time.
Yeah, because I'm always looking at the national conversation.
Now, I would have thought you'd run across him. I think if you saw him, you'd recognize him.
No chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, Josh, that's a stretch.
No, you'd go, yeah, I've seen that guy before. You just didn't know.
The reason why I've seen Robert Kennedy is because he does 10 push-ups but looks jacked. What's going on there? He's jacked, but he can barely do push-ups.
There's a thing called human growth hormone. Allegedly, maybe that's what.
Josh, am I talking politics and not dividing the country right now?
Well,
am I saving the United States of America?
I think I can't say this with other topics, but when you talk about politics, the first thing people know is that you have no idea.
Exactly.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
I know. That's why my girlfriend likes me. She hates politics. Let's go pole dancing next because, Joshy, I'm going to be doing the Summerfest Alumni Charity Challenge. You're having a good day of Michelob Ultras. And I want to do this with Homer and leave the guys tomorrow with nothing, because that's how we do it here on Scalzo and Brust. Pole dancing next on Scalzo and Brust. And we're going to give away tickets. 2 people are going to win a pack of 4 tickets to Summerfest.
That's right. You're not doing the show tomorrow. You're not doing it as the contest goes on.
I will. I'll be bopping on. Okay. I'll be bopping in and out. But 800-990-3776, because you got this weekend. You also have next weekend. Pair of 2 people are going to win 4 tickets, so 2 winners. Let's go. Caller 8 for Aaron Rodgers' new number with the Jets. Caller 10 for Jordan Love's number with the Packers. Caller 8 and caller 10. 800-990-3776 to win 4 tickets to Summerfest. 800-990-ESPN. Pole dancing next.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
He has absolutely
He has been recreated.
He's been this guy forever.
He stopped trying to roll out of the pocket. He plays within the system, and he's been
such hogwash.
It's not hogwash
right now.
It is not hogwash.
It is such hogwash right now.
It is not hogwash. It is 100% not hogwash.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Still a heavy ride along eastbound 94, basically from Highway F all the way past the Gerke's Corners area. Then it opens up by the time you get to about Brookfield Road. You're okay all the way to the zoo, only to ride the brakes once again right through the stadium interchange. Southbound 43, on and off the brakes from Good Hope Road all the way down past Locust, and then back on the brakes through the Marquette onto 4394. Northbound side is going to be heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, an air quality advisory is in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon tomorrow. Tonight, though, isolated storms early, then hazy and humid, a low of 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, very warm and humid. Slight chance for a thunderstorm with a high of 86 at the lake, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozga on 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. We've talked about Oso Brewing's Never Forgotten before, and I'm grabbing another can and bringing our pal and Oso Brewing Company owner Mark Butera back to tell us why it's always the perfect time to drink the Never Forgotten.
It's a great beer already. It's a light lager. It's easy to drink. It's summer. You're crushing beers on the patio, right? It's red, white, and blue. It's American. It's just all those things. But the biggest thing is that it sends vets to Washington, deserving vets to get closure and to be part of something like that. To be able to help with that and move the needle on that front. That's why we do what we do. We make beer, but hopefully we're doing more than just making beer. We're making someone's day, which is great.
Thanks to Mark for explaining the importance of the Oso Never Forgotten. Keep that fridge stocked, and remember, proceeds from every can of Never Forgotten beer go towards your local honor flights.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
We won a championship, and my dad brought me 8 chips to eat on the drive because he wouldn't stop for a snack.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth in that. Just imagine if we lost. He wouldn't even got those chips.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
It's a Grateful Dead Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust here alongside Homer, who's in for Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, and Colin Russo helping us out running the show. 800-990-3776 is the way you can get in touch with us on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. But Joshy, we normally do this Friday. You're off Friday. I'll be shooting some hoops at the Alumni Charity Challenge. Let's go pole dancing.
They've got questions, and we've got answers. Time to give the people what they want. Let's go pole dancing on Scalzo and Brust. Brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway. A 1/4-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com.
And I've got a special announcement here from our friend at Great Lakes Dragaway. Leroy Butler will be at Great Lakes Dragaway this Saturday, July 1st from 2 to 5 p.m.
He's driving? He's going to drive?
It's listed as a meet and greet. I do not know if he will be behind the wheel of a car, but if you want the chance to meet the Pro Football Hall of Famer, you can do that this Saturday at the Great Lakes Dragaway.
All right, Joshy, and just a quick, description here because we do go up and down the polls across ESPN Wisconsin from 100.5 ESPN Madison to 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. All the shows, they put polls out that they can't answer the questions to. We help answer those questions here on Scalzo
Can I
Brust.
contribute a question to pole dancing? I need to ask a question, but
shoot.
Yeah, are you all right? You got some allergies going on over there?
No, I sneeze like about once or twice a day. Usually once, and I sneeze twice. That time
That was more. That was 3 there.
It was 3.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah.
What would you like to contribute?
No, I have we have a German Shepherd that's a 1.5 years old, and it's in the city, and it's got to move to it needs to go to a farm. It just needs more space. It's not proper. So how do you get rid of a German Shepherd? It's a 1.5 years old. So do I just take it out to farms and just start knocking on each door? Anywhere between. I'll drive all the way to Madison a farm. A farm probably would love a German Shepherd, right? I don't know how to get rid of it.
Homer doesn't know what pole dancing is.
No, I know what pole dancing is.
enough.
Pole dancing is questions that were asked on other shows.
Yeah, what's the poll here?
The poll is, how do you get rid of a German Shepherd?
It's a fill in the blank.
That's a fill in the blank.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
What I would do here, Homer,
Yeah,
is
Joshy, you take this one away.
I would use your extensive Rolodex of people you have, people you may know that have a lot of land. They don't necessarily...
I don't know any.
Homer,
I see you put a lot of posts out on Facebook.
What? No, not people that have farms and a lot of land. No.
Well, also, here's a great way. This radio show that you're on, I would use that. You could use that the same way that I believe you were selling puppies.
Yeah, we got rid of the puppies. It was great.
I don't like saying got rid of.
Okay, what's a better
rehomed
phrase for
them.
We found them a home.
Okay, we got rid of them and found them a home.
All right, Josh, take
But it's
over.
great. I got an update. The puppies are all doing great. I checked with the people.
Really seems
So
like
I'd
you
like
care.
to do the same. No, I do care. No, because if you don't, you just take them to the Humane Society, or you don't know what the city's going to do with it. Like a German Shepherd, I think the life of a German Shepherd, when you end up doing it, is not really that good. So I
I'm
don't
sure
want that to happen.
there's probably somebody in the audience listening right now that would be happy.
I deliver too. I'll deliver up to.
All right. Here we go.
60
Football
miles.
music,
Is that pole
Joshy.
dancing? Is that a
Hit
pole?
Quit pole dancing.
Okay,
Give
all
the
right.
football music. What's the 60-second pitch to anybody who's looking for a German Shepherd from Homer?
Homer at ESPNMilwaukee.com. Okay, go.
No, you got to give your pitches to what do you have? What are you looking for? What type of land? Are you looking for this?
No, I want somebody that I think a farm is a lot of land for a German Shepherd. It's a 1.5 years old. It's a good dog. I liked it, and I would deliver it to somebody where they think it'd be a proper German Shepherd life. It's in too small a house, I think.
So if you are looking for a German Shepherd across the Scalzo and Brust family, Homer
at ESPNMilwaukee.com.
That's Homer at ESPNMilwaukee.com for all you dog lovers looking for a German Shepherd. All right, let's go back to pole dancing.
I do want to move on, but I do have to ask, does Dancy know you're giving away a dog?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on here. First question from Jen Gabe and Chewy. Who holds the most pressure when it comes to trying to finish a perfect game? The pitcher, 62%, the fielder, 30%, catcher, 4%, or hitter, 4%?
I think this is the fielders. It really is. Because when you're the pitcher and you're throwing a perfect game, you have to be in some sort of rhythm, right? And it's hard to get out of a rhythm when you're so locked in. You're throwing a perfect game. You're hitting your spots on the corner. You're not throwing something high over the middle of the plate. You're likely, you're gonna need help from your fielders. Like, there's going to be some hard hit balls. There is definitely some luck involved in terms of throwing a perfect game. But if I'm the fielder, I don't want to go down in history as a guy that broke up a perfect game that was right there for the taking. I mean, when Chris Bryant for the Cubs fielded the ground ball at third base, it looked like it was going to go all the way into the second level of wherever the Progressive Field or whatever it is in where the Guardians play, because that was a scary moment. It probably wasn't the pitcher. It's the guy who's fielding it, because you have to make the final play for the perfect game.
Yeah, it's 105% on the pitcher because it's hard to be that good. You can't, the chances are best, and that's why there aren't perfect games, that the pitcher walks somebody or they get a base hit. Nobody's so good that they get out every hitter. And granted, there's some pressure on the fielder, but what that fielder has to do is 1/10 as hard as not making one mistake as a pitcher. That's why it's only happened, 25 times? Because it's hard. And nobody has ever said there would have been a lot more if people were better fielders. No, pitchers aren't that good to not have a single mistake.
I guess I'm just thinking about the ninth inning.
Same thing.
All right, we have different opinions, Homer.
Well, we'd have stories of all the perfect games that would have existed because fielders made mistakes. No, we have tons of examples of where the pitcher walked somebody or somebody got a base hit. Because it's hard to be perfect.
Let's stick with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. You can hear that 7 to 9 a.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Would a bagel be better? Well, wrong one. If you're having a breakfast sandwich, which is the better bread for it? Bagel, 43%, or English muffin, 57%?
I mean, it's English muffin. I voted on this poll. I love a good bagel, but I hate the hole. The yolk will drip through the hole, and then it gets to the plate. I guess you can, Jeez, we haven't used that all day, and that was perfect timing, Josh. You well done. The English muffin's thin enough where, a bagel takes over the breakfast sandwich. I feel like I'm eating too much bread when I'm having my, pork sausage or chicken sausage with some, eggs over easy that I cooked up. That's how I want it. English muffin, some butter. I'll even go crazy and throw some jelly on there if I'm feeling it. With the egg over medium, I'd say, and chicken or pork sausage.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why they don't have bagel sandwiches, basically.
They do.
But they try to make fail.
They're all over the place, dude.
They got no chance of lasting.
What do you mean they have no chance of lasting?
That's a new thing.
You go to some place.
Like, if you go to a breakfast place, the number one is a bacon, egg, and cheese, probably on a bagel.
There are brick-and-mortar places that only do bagels.
All right, who sells those sandwiches at breakfast? McDonald's.
Look, there's
McDonald's, and they have McMuffins way more than
Greg, Josh, isn't there one really good place in Walker's Point in Milwaukee that does really unique bagel sandwiches?
Alley Boys?
Check the number in the country of McMuffin or Egg McMuffin.
The East Coast, all they do is bagel sandwiches.
You only
give me
eat
the numbers.
Your food takes. They go to crap because you only eat at one place.
No, I just who sells the most?
Do they even have a bagel egg sandwich?
They've tried to bring them back. Bagels are back. We'll get numbers on.
It's because they got bad bagels there. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're a fresh bagel. Again, I'm pro English muffin here. I just think you're flawed.
I'll stand by the numbers. I think there'll be 5 times as many.
This is.
The English muffin.
I think we started at giving away a dog and ended up here. Let's move on to Homer and Tony, 2 to 4 p.m. You can listen to that show.
I'll stand by the numbers, whatever they are.
Do you think certain aspects of professional sports are rigged? Yes, 56%. No, 44%.
Wow. That's terrible.
I'm going to say yes. I mean, even if it is... Look, there are biases. Are biases enough to be rigged, Josh, or does it need to be more... Does it need to be more
Well,
of
Homer
an
posted the
infrastructure.
poll, so I would ask him. But to me, I'm thinking of it as there are
Like a
athletes
scheme.
and refs who have money on the game in a certain way
Conspired.
that affects the outcome.
Yeah, like, again, even if it's not money, the ref trends in the NBA are too astronomical. Like how Tony Brothers or Scott Foster, when they're reffing specific teams, have absurd records against Chris Paul or the Celtics or this or that. That in itself is enough for me to say it's rigged, even if it's not at the definition of what you posted on your poll.
Definitely not rigged. They follow these things. If it was even closely appeared to be rigged to some point, then they would monitor it and things would be done. It's not the case. The ref, NBA officiating is a science, not an art, and that has to do with all officials or officiating in other sports as well. And to believe
Some of the refs make it an art.
anybody does it doesn't give credence to the amount of all that and how that is checked and watched so closely. I mean, everybody, they have sites where they keep track of that stuff. And if there was a movement in some way, that it would be addressed.
Joshy, I could get Homer on TikTok watching some rigged conspiracy theory sports gambling stuff, and I'd have him on the
Well, I'm
on the
not
guest
saying
train.
it hasn't occurred, but a percentage of it occurring is so incredibly small. So, yes, somebody took them for $500, but
Yeah, I mean,
If there
there
was
are
some huge
irregular
movement.
betting things that happen quite often that do move the trends and move the numbers and even close the book sometimes based on irregular betting.
Isn't Shams being investigated for his reporting
Correct.
on Brandon Miller in the
Yes.
draft? Like that is right there for you,
Correct.
Homer.
Right, and that. But now you have 8,000 bets every day, 10,000 bets every day. So the possibility of it coming up. But my point is, the few times it happens, people get caught. Like this, and all of a sudden it's a story. And the guy, the Alabama baseball coach, anything out of the norm, they're going to check it, and so it's not happening. Other than 0.5% of 1%.
Well, I got to give a shout out to my great friends because that is pole dancing, but I have been crushing it, Homer. I'm preparing for, you know how we wanted you to do the grandparents run at the horse race track?
Yes.
When I'm your age, Maddie at the Princeton Club is going to have me ready to own that grandparents run on the horse racetrack because I've been getting my cardio in as well now in my workouts. We focus on the weights. They have workout classes. My guy Maddie teaches martial arts. Like he's a black belt. Don't mess with him. One of those guys where he doesn't want to use it on you, but he will. It's amazing there because they have free.
He doesn't want to use them on you, but he will.
Yeah,
that's comforting.
Yeah, I mean, don't mess with him.
All right,
Don't mess with Maddie.
All I heard is he will. That's enough to worry me.
Maybe I should start training so I can start beating some people up if they ever, talk trash to me.
I'm willing to let your guy decide whether that's good or bad for you.
That's a good choice. I think we should. What's my rage level when I come in here? Does it look like I need to take it out on some martial arts? Well, I feel empowered with Maddie. I also love that they have free childcare with the membership because I see all these happy parents walk in, drop their kid off, know they're going to have fun, know they're going to get a workout. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club, whether it's Madison or Milwaukee. Check out the Princeton Club. We wrap up Scalzo and Brust on a Thursday.
I got one other question for you.
No, you better think of it because you can't tease me like that.
No, I don't.
We're doing a lot of giveaways. Free beer, free pizza Friday next on Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
When would I have learned that? I didn't take anatomy.
I mean, you probably would have learned it just in basic biology.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Biology I wasn't good at.
General curiosity.
Why would I have general curiosity?
Didn't you have a knee injury in high school?
No, I broke my ankle, tibia.
Why would I have general curiosity?
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
An up-and-down start to the season with the playoffs firmly in sight. What's coming for the Brewers in the second half? Join Alex Schroff and Dom Catronio on Saturday for special State of the Brewers.
It's an uphill climb for sure.
They'll recap the first half of the season and look ahead to the chase for a division title. It's the State of the Brewers live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone at Summerfest. Saturday from noon to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Time to stock up for your 4th of July picnics, parties, and celebrations. Do you need a cold half barrel? Maybe a great bottle of wine? Or hard to find liquor? We have everything you need at the lowest prices in town. Stop in and receive a free Summerfest ticket when you purchase 2 12-packs of 16-ounce Miller Lite or Coors Light cans, or 1 12-pack any Vizzy Hard Seltzer or Arnold Palmer Spiked half and half. It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. Have a safe and fun 4th of July weekend, and don't forget your free Summerfest ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Over the past year, we've been hard at work improving our sales processes, expanding and remodeling our facilities, investing in new technology, and continuing our commitment to serve our customers, employees, and community. That's why at Boucher, when our customers leave the dealership, we hope we've made a customer for life. Whether you're in need of a new vehicle, are stopping in for routine maintenance, or are in need of collision work, we will be here to help. With 20 locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin and 30 brands, we've got thousands of new and used vehicles for you to choose from. Our dedicated employees have been named a 2022 top workplace for the past 11 years, and we always have been and will continue to be family-owned and operated. Proud to be your Wisconsin family dealership group since 1977. Visit us today at Boucher.com.
Life is supposed to be fun. With Best Burger Awards in the trophy case, peanuts raining from the ceiling, and boozy custard shakes, AJ Bombers is just plain fun. Located on Water Street in downtown Milwaukee, AJ Bombers is the perfect place for pregame grub. Prefer to watch the game from a bar stool? Enjoy great views from multiple flat-screen TVs while you cheer on Milwaukee's home teams with a smash-style burger and fried cheese curds. Visit AJ Bombers on Water Street or check out ajbombers.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about something really cool I'm doing with some special guests as part of our packed summer right here on ESPN Wisconsin. Each week from now until the start of the regular season, I'm inviting Packers fans and former players to rewatch some of the most memorable Packers games in team history. It's called Repackables. Week 1, July 5th, Steve Scafidi from WTMJ and I will break down Christmas Eve 1995. Packers defeat the Steelers. You can find it live each and every week on YouTube or Twitter and watch each episode back thanks to Wisconsin On Demand.
It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust live from Summerfest. Ben Brust here alongside Homer.
Oh, by the way, comments. Brust clearly hasn't heard of the Diener driveway in Fond du Lac. No softies there. That was your earlier comment.
Yeah, no, Diener got softer the more money he made.
Oh.
Look,
you didn't have that problem.
Look, I knew about Diener and Fond du Lac. He was a tough grinder back in the day, but he's gotten soft since he started making money. He's pampered. A pampered shooter.
Well, you didn't make any money, so how would you know how people
I made money. I just gave it all back to the Lithuanian casinos.
Oh, okay.
And then I had to keep grinding, you know? That's how I have the grit in me, Homer. But also I get the grit from Water Joe.
Got it.
Because it's water with work ethic, Homer. Simply water with caffeine, that clean and healthy energy, no off taste. Think about that sugary soda and energy drink that you drink. It's no bueno. Don't do that. Pick up Water Joe at any of your favorite retailers. It's water with that 85 milligrams of caffeine. And because I'm going to be on and off the show tomorrow at the Alumni Charity Challenge at the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone from 4 to 6. Can't wait to take down Homer's guys Marquette, UW Green Bay, UWM. We're going to do Free Beer Friday and Free Pizza Friday right now. Caller 1 in Madison and Caller 1 in Milwaukee. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776.
Caller 1?
In each market. Madison, Milwaukee. 2 winners,
Wow.
baby. Race to the beer and pizza. Homer, thanks for filling in. You'll hear from me a little bit tomorrow. Have a great time.
Second's not always bad.
Shut up, Homer.
I cut hickory just to fire the steel. Drink down a bottle and you're ready to.
Well, we have some slow speeds eastbound 94 coming in from the zoo interchange all the way through the stadium. Watch out for that. We got the westbound side heavy from 27th Street.